So, boys and girls, let me know if this thing is live. I can never get my live camera to work. Just want to see if you guys got a kick out of all that nonsense I was posting on vacation. With all the food and all the stuff Jeremy and I were doing. What's up, Kyle? I'm just doing work in my home office. I'm just playing around with this camera. Trying to connect my laptop to my phone. What's up, Ricky? What's up, Joe? Yeah, so we had a good time in Dominican. Didn't get sick, didn't die. It was fun. Like I posted yesterday. Most of the time, we eating good, real good, because like I was saying, the cheese and the meat and all that stuff was just so damn good that I don't really have that all the time. So I was more interested in eating that than a lot of the crap. And then, of course, at one point I said, well, I've been dieting too hard. I have to eat some crap. And yeah, it was fun. It was interesting because my stomach really didn't get all that bad. I pretty much soaked it right up. We did a ton of activity. I mean, thousands and thousands of extra steps, sweating it out, a lot of walking, a lot of moving, worked out every day. So as long as you up your activity, I'm not saying you should be eating crap, but there's no reason why you can't do a little damage control by a little extra activity. But yeah, we had a good time. The food, it's ridiculous. You saw the pictures. What's up, Karen? I didn't die. That's good, right? It's funny. I had a lot of random clients call me, new clients, new customers that wanted me to come look at their house. So I would call them back from Dominican, and I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing? I'm out of the country right now, but how about we talk when I get back?" And they said, "Oh, where are you?" And like clockwork, these people didn't know me from a hole in the wall. I would tell them where I was, and they all said, "Are you out of your damn mind going out there?" So everybody knows. It was a nice hotel, Barcelo Bavaro Palace, something like that. Last time we went to Dominican was like 15 years ago, and it was like not even a third world country; it was like an eighth world country. So it's bumped up now. Now they got roads and buildings and stuff, so it wasn't too bad. But the last time we went, driving from the airport to the hotel was like Afghanistan dirt roads. So I don't know what's changed now, so it looks a little bit better. Whatever was going on with people dying left and right, the rumor has it was bootleg alcohol, which I don't drink, so I don't have to worry about it. But I didn't have any issues, even with the water. All I drank was bottled water. We had, hundreds and hundreds of bottles of water. Yeah, Karen, what were you gonna do without me? Um, but I just can't stop thinking about all that food. But I like my basic 4 or 5 meals anyway that I have at home. It's just a lot easier. I know what I'm eating. I know the calories. But with the amount of exercise we were doing and walking around, it didn't really matter. And it goes to show you, you can eat a ton of crap. As long as you're not having 9 meals a day, just one big meal, you're keeping your total caloric intake under check. Like I said, I think it was 7,000 to 8,000 extra steps a day. In addition to working out in the morning, I was actually sleeping better, which is weird. The bed was great. So, yeah, I ate a lot of crap and I didn't gain any weight. And there's no reason why you should either, unless you just let loose. There's no reason why you can't have fun on vacation and put in the extra time in the gym so you can pig out at night. So why not? Why not do that? Instead of feel like crap and after 2 or 3 days you don't even want to go in the pool. I don't want to feel like that. That's why I didn't really touch any crap until like the fourth day. Unlike Jeremy, who has no problem indulging, but he doesn't pick out like me. He'll eat, and he'll eat like a normal human being. And when you're watching me, I'm drooling and sweating and crumbs all over the place because I'm trying to rush and get it over with before I start to get full. But yeah, he eats more like a human, and I kind of like that. I like watching someone eat normal, but I wolfed that down so fast. Um, I would definitely go back, but coming back, the tan is obviously great, and everything looks different. It's hard because the only thing I didn't do and I'll never do is check my body fat percent because I don't ever care what it is. It like I've said, it means nothing. It's as important to me as the weather on Jupiter. It doesn't mean anything. I go by the scale. I don't even go by the scale because at my level, the scale fluctuates half a pound here and there. Um, I go by how my clothes fit. I mean, to the point when we were leaving, my shorts, I had to pull that cargo short belt as far to the right. So I know I was getting leaner. I looked leaner in the mirror, but, getting even tanner while I was out there. And like I was saying in the Facebook video that Jeremy and I did, you could be getting fatter, but you're getting tanner. So don't gauge your progress by the tan, but use the tan as your friend if you want to cover up some blemishes. I mean, it's, when we were in the 90s, the way tanning was with regards to bodybuilding shows, you would tan for months on end and then you would paint yourself with like shoe polish. Now these guys don't even tan. They just get sprayed and they go right on stage and they look like they dropped 8 pounds of fat. So, yeah, you definitely want to tan this time of the year. I'm white as can possibly be. What's up, Matt? But, definitely had a good time. And then, like I said, we're trying to get together, some of us, at least Carol and Mark and a couple of crazies like Kala, and come on down, whether it's Mohegan Sun or something like that, just to shoot this shit, get together. Yeah, it'll be a trench or treat, but trench or treat doesn't necessarily mean you have to eat utter shit. It doesn't mean that. And the reason why I want to have it like at a casino type setting is so there is a buffet. So you eat however you want. No one's going to judge you. I know who's eating bad and I know who's eating good. So don't think, oh man, I don't want to go to trench or treat because I don't want to binge. I don't want to eat all that crap. I want to eat normal. They're going to tease me. I'm not going to tease you. The most impressive thing I've ever seen in my life was at the Ketogenic seminar about 3 years ago, probably this month. Ken Atkins, he was eating all keto. It wasn't crap. If I say he had 7 full plates and his stomach never grew an inch, I mean, I never seen anything like that. The kid puts down meat, and I mean, I can't do that, even with meat, and meat won't bloat me. But he's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I would love for him to come just so you can see what he can do. I mean, his waist it's still probably 28 inches. The second I eat like a carbohydrate, boom, I blow up. But yeah, I want to do something, the Mohegan Sun or something like that, have a good time, 2 days, whatever, nothing crazy. I just love buffets. The Mohegan Sun one is dangerous. It's not as nearly as nice as Dominican, but they have this one dessert that in my opinion is worth the 2.5 hour drive. It's basically a big manhole cover size hot vat of Toll House cookie. So instead of a cookie, it's so thick and hot, you just scoop it out like you're in the army, how they scoop and throw crap on your plate. I would drive 2.5 hours just for that cookie. Jeremy drives down the road every day and gets his cookies. So I love busting Jeremy's balls. So just so you people see, I'm busting his balls left and right in public, in instant messenger. Yeah, Dave, let's do it. It helps motivate him because, the other half of the time I'm also encouraging him, so don't think I'm just constantly teasing the kid. But that's how my friends act with me. That's how I act with my friends. So if I'm not teasing you, I don't like you. So, Jeremy told me how much he weighed this morning. He lost a couple pounds since he's been back. In fact, he's lighter than when he got there, which is great because now he's got his head back in the game. And I told him I'm even lighter than when I left too. I said, but we're almost the same weight. I said, that's not good, dude. So, and he's a lot shorter. So I'm thinking Jeremy's probably going to come in by this Mohegan Sun event, I'm thinking a good 13, 14 pounds lighter. You know, I want Jeremy. Like, I would love for him to look better than me. I don't have an ego. I know you think I do. I would love if this kid looked better than me, so all the focus was off me and on him. I love bragging about my friends. I love bragging about people that look better than me because it doesn't bother me. You know, especially if I help them get there. You know, my friend Pat, Karen knows Pat DeFeo. You know, he lost 190 pounds. You know, the kid's an animal. You know, and I love watching that. So it doesn't ever bother me that, you know, I'll create a monster and that monster looks better than me. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know, so my goal for the next 3 months is to whip Jeremy's ass in shape. You know, that last picture I put up the other day when I was flexing in the bathroom, you know, I do that all the time, just for fun. And I always tell my son, you know, the reason why I take all these pictures is because you never know. I'm not going to be able to hold on to it forever. And it's someday, God forbid, something happens. What's up, Mike? I want at least a history of it. You know, like, I've seen those memes where they have pictures of your grandfather in the 40s and now. So, yeah, all my pictures of my grandfather looks like, you know, Archie Bunker. It's old school. You know, and I laugh when I want my son to show his son my picture. I want it to be flexing. Oh, man, look what Papa used to do. You know, I wasn't in the Army. You won't see me in a uniform or anything like that. But yeah, dude, Josh, I'm gonna get Jeremy to such a level that honestly, I don't even want people to know I exist when we're together. I want all eyes on Jeremy. So that's my goal. I already hit my goal, and I'm gonna stay like this for a while. I have nothing else to do mentally with fitness other than get his ass in shape. My other fear is Marco. When Marco shows up, that dude's ass is shredded. So again, everything's going to be off me and on these two clowns. I can't wait. And never mind Kyla with the damn cereal. The dude's blowing up. He's going to probably be the biggest guy there. So, yeah, I'm looking to have a good time. I'm thinking it's going to be maybe, I was going to do the weekend of Thanksgiving, but then we were thinking, you know, maybe there's a lot of people visiting family. They're not going to want to go anywhere. The reason why it's going to be in the tri-state area is because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not spending a fortune to leave town. You know, it's hard for me to get away from work. Like a panic attack. I can't go too far. So Mohegan Sun, Atlantic City, I first thought, but that's old school. You know, and it's all ghetto, and it's just not. Mohegan Sun is nice. One big massive building or two. You know, you have a good time. But I'm thinking the weekend after Thanksgiving. So, you know, maybe what is that? The first week of December, that weekend. You know, something like that. It doesn't matter how many people show up, even if it's a dozen. You know. Sean, you just get in the gym and work out. Sean, I took a 5-year layoff because of my rheumatoid arthritis. I had multiple surgeries on my shoulder. I had carpal tunnel. I mean, I had every problem that it physically hurt in the gym, and it would take me a half hour to warm up. But you know what I did? After a 5-year layoff, coming from someone in phenomenal shape, I literally, yeah, Dave, that's what I'm thinking, the 6th, 7th, and 8th that weekend. I literally started on the circuit, you know, where the old ladies and most of the women hang out and where the trainers will show you for free how to use the circuit. There's like 12 machines. I did the circuit for like 2 months. I was too embarrassed, me, to go on the floor, to go near the dumbbells, because I knew how I used to be, and I just avoided all that. So after like a couple of months of doing the circuit, I started getting real good shape. I started on the dumbbell rack at the lowest. A few months later, I'm at the highest. I know people think that people in the gym are staring at you. If anyone's looking at you, they're only looking at you wondering when you're going to be done with your set. They could care less what you're doing. Trust me, there's nothing embarrassing about being in the gym. You should be embarrassed if you're not in the gym and you're stuffing your face. That's when you should be embarrassed. So don't be embarrassed. I mean, it's especially people like me. You think I'm intimidating in the gym. I am when I have my headphones on. When you look at me, you don't want to talk to me. Trust me. But the second I take them off and I start bullshitting with you, you know, that's my problem. I'll talk too much to people. So that's why I got to just be in my cocoon. Otherwise, I'll never shut up. I don't mind talking to people. But never be afraid to just go and start. No one, I promise you, no one's looking at the form you're doing. No one cares. No, because they're too busy with their own stuff. So don't be embarrassed. Just start, do the circuit. Oh, yeah. So Karen, she's old school. I knew Karen back when we were kids. In fact, I think we did the spin the bottle. We had to kiss you in 8th grade or 6th or something like that. we were on like we felt like drug dealers last year. We were buying those LOL dolls. You couldn't get into them anymore. And it was this big $150 big monster surprise. And she would like run to Toys R Us. I think it was Thanksgiving night. She's like, I found something. I found it. Or those fingerlings or whatever. And I said, come on, meet me down the road right now. So I'm like giving her money in a dark window. People think we're doing a drug deal. Yeah, me and Karen are old school. We go way back. So Karen knows my personality. And she knows I could bust people's balls, and I'm not trying to be mean. Yeah. So Danny, the bicep, I have it too. Your bicep insertion up here, it's brutal. My forearms here. The only thing that helps is getting Rolfing. It's a very deep, painful massage that I have to bite a towel when it gets done. It breaks up the adhesions. The other thing you can do is take some hand cream. If your forearms, your flexors, if they're hard as a rock, like when I curl, I don't really feel it in my bicep, which kind of sucks. I see my bicep contract. I don't feel it. I feel it right here, like a bar. It feels like a metal bar. It's very frustrating because my biceps just don't grow like they should. So what I do when I don't get the Rolfing, because it's literally like $150 for a half hour. It's not cheap. I'll lay my arm down on the bathroom table counter, put some hand cream on there, take my knuckles and just dig up and down into that bar, as I call it. That really helps. You got to do a lot of deep tissue, a lot of ice. I get home from the gym, I'm icing the whole time. I'll be with a client, I'll throw an ice pack in there. I'm always icing it, But the bicep tendonitis is a bitch because you think it's your shoulder, you think it's your pec, and then if you have the flexors, which is the worst thing in the world, that's the best thing you do. Why are you like a fat kid when you show up at the buffet? I don't know. All I know, Jeremy, is that I'm going to get your ass so shredded that I'm not going to want to stand next to you. So I'm going to wear a sweatshirt. How about that? A sweatshirt. And I won't show my thighs. It's funny. People always will tease me, even on you guys, even like on Facebook or on Instagram. How come you never show any pictures of your quads? I work out in sweatpants because I got a million pockets and I like shoving shit in there. That's really why I do that. I never really like wearing shorts. It just, my calves are big and then that's always someone staring at my calves. So, and my legs are always white because I don't tan a lot. So I always wear sweatpants, cargo sweatpants. So every once in a while when someone busts my balls, like it happened to me 2 weeks ago, someone said something, I never see your legs. I pulled my pants down right in front of him. I flexed my quads. He goes, damn, he never bothered me again. So I love doing legs, but my knees are horrendous. I mean, I don't do them like I should. Like today, I didn't sleep much, so I could barely do anything. So I did shoulders, and I did an insane amount of leg extensions, just a nice burn. Tomorrow, I'll do the squats. Front squats are my thing. It hurts my shoulders because of my shoulder problems, but light front squats is really the key. But yeah, so I always wear sweatpants, and people always say, oh, the dude doesn't have any legs. And then I pull my pants down in front of them, and they're like, the hell? Where did that come from? So, you saw that bathroom picture I put up. They're very lean, and they're pretty uniform. My calves are retarded. I can't work them because then I can't fit dress socks over my calves. Over here, my legs, I mean, I could try. There's like no light in here. Hold on, let me remove the messages so I can see what I'm doing. So there's the legs. See, there's no editing. This is not a Facebook filter. See? Look at that tan line. Look at that tan line. That's how white I am. But see, that's my leg. There's no filter. This is not Instagram. This is not Jeremy Instagramming the fuck out of his filter. That's just my leg. So next time someone says, oh, Tritch is wearing sweatpants because he got no legs, I challenge you to get half as good as the legs I got. Yeah, so Jeremy, I don't know if you saw it before. Yeah, but Jeremy, you eat like a human being, and you missed this before. You eat like a human being. I don't eat like a human being. I eat like like someone's gonna steal my food. And I sweat. I watch you eat and you enjoy it. You're nice and slow. Like my father-in-law. You're enjoying your food. It's like me, I'm like, I can't, I'm not even swallowing. The food just disappears. So I envy that. I wish I could eat like that because I don't eat that crap. So I start to sweat and I start to go crazy. But you eat like a normal human being. Ask my wife. When I eat, she can't even look at me. It's like, what the hell? Like, how did you eat that so fit? Where did it go? You know? And what I also do is I'll get, and you saw this, I'll get a plate of like 13 different cakes and treats and shit, but I'll have a half of each one because I want to enjoy everything, you know? And a lot of that meat you guys saw, I would have a big thing of meat. It was mostly for pictures. And then I'm thinking, you know what? I can't eat all this shit. So I had half of all the meat and then I push it aside. Remember, it's one meal a day. So I'm saving myself a good 1,000 calories I skip for lunch. And I push that aside and then I would just tear up the carbs. Um, you know, but Jeremy eats like a normal human being. I'm so jealous. I just watch him and it's just a pleasure. He's just enjoying it like an old man, you know. So I hope to be like that one day. Um, yeah, Dave Platt's old school. You know, Platts was good, but I don't like these guys that focus on their legs too much because then it's all about their legs. Like Big Rammy, he will never be Mr. Olympia ever. He's got a small waist, but he's got these stupid looking legs, and I don't know who is training him and making him even bigger. The dude needs to lose about 30 pounds, mostly in his legs, so he looks retarded. Platts had beautiful legs, but it was all legs. His upper body looked like shit compared to his legs. So, you know, in my opinion, bodybuilding is all about being uniform, not just stupid big legs or big calves or Eddie Taylor with the big, you know, triceps with the injection of the oil and all that shit. Um, yeah, dude, we never really ate. You know, we just I felt bad. We wasted a lot of food. We took huge plates. Even the last day with my wife, she saw me and I was eating good, and then all of a sudden I brought all this cake over, and then I said, you know what? Then I put the cake in the middle of the table. I told my daughters, "Here, have some." I only grazed, and I had like 5 apples. So sometimes I just want to see it in front of me, take a picture, take a little piece. Like I'll literally, as I'm loading my plate up with meat, I grab like a bonbon or whatever they had and just keep walking. So I never actually had to put it on my plate, and I felt good about it. But there's just so much you don't want to miss anything. And the one night where I missed the apples, there was hot apple pie filling. It's all it was hot. And I saw it at the end, and I was already full, and I'm like, son of a bitch. You know, so that's why I first go out and I scope out the whole thing. My wife watches me. I take my camera phone, I scope the whole thing. Takes me about 8 minutes because it's huge. Then once I know what I want, then I go back and bits and pieces. Again, otherwise you're just going to be too full to enjoy it, and then I can't enjoy it when I'm full like that. You know. Yeah, but Jeremy, before you were here, I told him my goal for you. I don't know weight wise what you're going to end up coming in at, but if I'm 172 or 171.5 right now, or 172, and you're almost the same, and we're a few inches apart, I'm thinking. I always said about every inch is about 8 pounds. So you're probably going to come in at about 16 pounds lighter. That's my guess. Maybe 20. I don't know about 20. But I'm thinking you're going to drop at least a good 16 pounds, you know. If I can get your ass down to, you know, 160, and then the last week with some water playing around, get you to 155, you'll be shredded, you know. Your legs will look bigger. My legs are smaller than they were months ago, but they look bigger. People think I'm bigger at 171 than at 191. You know, Marco shared a picture with us today at 170 something compared to when he was 193. He looks bigger now. It's that illusion, you know, that's that 3D. I don't get that 3D when I'm not tan and when I'm not lean, you know. So people will be like, oh my God, how much do you weigh? And I'm like, dude, I'm 172 pounds. Why are you going crazy? Like, don't be that impressed. I don't ever see. You guys probably think I'm walking around thinking, dude, must think he's jacked. He must think he's the shit. Trust me, I don't. But it's hard not to know that when the entire time on vacation, everyone comes up to me, random women kind of grab your arms. They ask me to flex. They will call me the Rock. So that's what they do. And I love that. I'll never, ever say I don't like that. If you staring at me, I'm okay with that. I don't get mad. I only get annoyed when those little annoying juice heads in the gym give you that dirty look. But I don't mind people staring at me. I love it. That's what I work for. Yeah, Joe, dude, I was 171.5 this morning. When I left to go to Punta Cana, I think I was 172 and a half. When I got there, they had this amazing scale that I wanted to steal and bring home, like you bring home like towels and shit. I figured, you know, let me weigh myself that morning. I was 171.8. So, or 172, I don't, whatever it was, it was a 0.8. I think it was 172.8, something like that. Matter of fact, I'll tell you right now because I told you I have Excel, so I'm going to tell you my weight. I go back 15 years on this thing. So, all right, so I arrived in Punta Cana and I was the next morning 171.8. And then I think when I left, I was 172. So I gained 0.2 pounds. Now I'm 0.3 pounds lighter than when I left. So, a lot of it's water. A lot of it's me finally going to the bathroom. Um, yeah, Joe, we're not that big. It's funny because it blows my mind that when you see Jeremy, he's a big dude. It's he's so thick and wide, and he wears those small shirts, which I'm forced to do now. I'm walking around. I'm 5'10", Dan, maybe an eyelash under 5'10". I think Jeremy's 5'7" and I don't know. Ed, half the week I do one big meal, the other half it's two meals, 12 and 5, 12 and 5. Today was one meal. But Jeremy's a thick son of a bitch. I don't have that thickness. I have more of that just wicked look, but his chest is so thick. And if he lost 15, 20 pounds, he would look even bigger. Dude, no, I'm not 5'8". I'm literally, if I take off my sneakers, I'll probably be like 5'9" and 3/4. That's my official height. I'm definitely not 5'8". And I wear those flat Nikes all the time, so they're not very. I don't wear those lifts you wear. What's up, Toste? Is that how you pronounce it? Toste, Toste? It's funny. You see people's names, or you even see like maybe like a supplement, like berberine, and you never actually say it out loud. And the one day you have to say it out loud, you sound like an idiot because you never actually had to say it. So I either call George Jorge or George, but to me it looks like Toste, But it's funny because you never say someone's name or something. Like I still can't say Toasty. All right, I still can't say Cajun or Cajun or Kaizen protein because only until a couple of months ago I actually said it out loud. I've been saying it for 10 years in my head. Toasty, I love Toasty. Toasty Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But yeah, my pet project is without a doubt Jeremy. Dude's gonna come in 15, 17 pounds lighter. He's gonna look ridiculous. Gonna get him a good tan. His chest is so big that he can afford to lose some. He'll look bigger. He'll have that taper. Marco, I'm afraid, dude. The dude is just shredded. Even when he's fat, the guy's ass, it's like a flank steak. So that's what I have to work hard for, so I can keep up with his ass. We'll see what happens. I might trigger him and keep showing him pictures of Fruity Pebbles, and maybe he'll pig out. Yeah. So like I said, maybe the weekend after Thanksgiving. What's up, Paul? So Paul Hart Jr. That's my other boy. Karen's friends with Paul. I'm friends with Paul. We're all homeschool. We're all from Mayapack. I got Paul in good shape. Paul's always in good shape. Paul's one of those hyper responders like me to creatine. He went from, I think, 162 to 205. You are a freaking freak. And I gained 13 pounds in 9 days on phosphagen HP. I blow up. Ken Atkins blows up too. So I don't really take creatine much. I blow up. Literally 13 pounds in 9 days. And it doesn't look all that bad. It looks actually scary. But Paul went from a $160 something to 205. Dude's arms. I used to tease Paul in high school. When you would cuff your pants? Paul would cuff his sleeves. Now, I don't mean roll up his sleeves. Cuff them so they would look like he had big arms because his arms were fucking 15 inches. They were tiny. So he would cuff them and they would look tight. But then he got his arms so big, they were like well over 19. They were these monster arms. Like my arms, I'm barely 18 inches. Barely, if maybe less. When I'm pumped, they morph. But you're looking at it like this, and you're like, wow, they're barely 18 inches. And I'm talking cold in the morning when I wake up, maybe 17 3/4. A shredded 17.5-inch arm is a very impressive arm. But, the biggest arms I've ever had, they were almost 19, but they didn't even look as good as they look now, But yeah, Paul's in shape. Paul does the fasting, and and it's like, dude, I don't even know what you weigh. I'm guessing you're probably about a buck 85. You started, I think, like in the 212s when we used to do a freezing for a reason. We used to jump in the lake when it was ice cold. And that was that one year that I put on that fake tanner and it turned me orange, and you were white. So you were a little thicker that day. I think you were in the low 200s, and I'm guessing you're in the svelte 180s right now. Um, but yeah, we're all old school. We all knew each other. We were kids. Half my friends I'll see at the gym, and they'd be like, dude, how do you deal with some of those moronic questions in the group? And I'm like, it is what it is. Like, my friend Bobby goes, hey, Trench, let me ask you a question. Does beer break a fast? Some idiot asked that yesterday. So, I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Like I never bring up anything we talk about in the group. It goes one ear. I don't bring it into my real life until someone brings it up. Yeah, 207 at 181. And you didn't like lose it overnight. You did it slowly, so it looked really, really good. All right, Jorge. Yeah, so, you know, Jeremy, no more snacksidents. Actually, those snacksidents are not snacksidents. Those are your mealidents. You're having a meal all the time like that. Like, Jeremy enjoyed himself. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't either, but, he had his food. He ate like a normal human being. I practically passed out just trying to eat everything, even though I didn't eat a ton of calories except for 2 nights when it was just nothing but desserts. But my activity was so high. I was doing so much working out and just so much walking and swimming and oh my God. Yeah, 18 months, that's good, Paul. Because me, I lost 80 pounds in 6 months. That was my biggest mistake. I wouldn't have done that like that. I didn't know better. I was so addicted to dropping weight that all I cared about was a scale. And I burnt through muscle like crazy. So I don't like losing weight fast. It annihilated my testosterone. I think the normal testosterone was like 500, 600, and it went down to like 78. My doctor, when I was 21, wanted to put me on testosterone shots. And I said, are you crazy? So we waited, and after a few years, I kind of bounced back. But I don't like crash dieting. I got into a mindset I couldn't stop. But yeah, so me for Trench or Treat, I'm not going to look any much better than I am now. I'm going to probably fluctuate 5 or 7 pounds, and then I'm just working on my legs. That's really what I want to do. I got to get them a little bigger. You know, um, they're lean, but I want to put a little more size on them with the front squats. Um, yeah, so Jeremy fast, but he doesn't go as crazy as I do. Um, so I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm down like 4 pounds or 3 pounds." And I was like, how's that possible? You just got home because I haven't eaten. I was like, "Oh, one meal a day." He goes, "No, bro, I haven't eaten in 3 days." I was like, "Wait a second. You barely do one meal a day. How the hell do you jump into three?" Like, I was impressed that someone can go from one meal a day and not practice and just do three and just get rid of all that shit. Um, I knew why Jeremy was doing it straight up. He wasn't like, "Oh, I'm doing it for autophagy and detox." No, he ate like a fat fuck and he wants to drop some weight fast. Okay. But he's not going to do it again because he wanted to get normalized. I've done that too. I'll do a 48-hour fast just to normalize, and I haven't done one since November. So it's not like I abuse them. From November to July, you're talking, 8, 9 months. But people abuse these long fasts to make up for the crap they ate. I don't agree with that. But if you feel like crap, you just feel like crap and you want to eat, but then okay, fine. You just got to do a day or two and just clean yourself out, have better digestion. But please don't embarrass yourself and insult us and say you're doing it for detox and autophagy and all that bullshit. You're just starving yourself so you don't feel like a fat fuck. It is fine to admit it. Um, why the recommendations on the German shit? It's like the Bentley of the creatine. It's the highest quality. It's no impurities, and creatine's so cheap that you can afford to buy the trademark Creapure. It's just so cheap. In the 90s, it was very expensive. A little 100-gram bottle was like $60 for creatine, phosphagen. Now you get a kilo for like, $11. So German Creapure is like the whey isolate of creatine. So does it really matter? I don't know, but I trust it. If I'm gonna buy it, I trust it. Optimum Nutrition will use Creapure. ProLab uses Creapure. A few others. Um, Again, what does it cost you? Another $4 to make sure you're getting high quality. Um, My pleasure, Salvador. Um, but yeah, if you got any other questions before my phone dies, I don't even know how much I got left. Um, but yeah, I had a good time, mostly because I didn't have any expectations. You know, you're dieting so hard for 4 months, and you think, man, I'm going to pig out all week, and then that's what you expect to do. And but then I know I'm going to feel like shit. Then I'm not going to want to go in the pool. You know, what's up, Proke? So there's another kid from when we were friends and younger. So I got a lot of friends in here. They're all watching. Um, so I didn't go there thinking I was going to pig out. I knew at some point it would happen because I'm not. I needed it. That's why I lost a few pounds. I was in such a deficit, and I kind of stalled because I stopped doing my carb ups. And when I don't carb up for a long time, I just stall. The carb ups constantly keep me going. I never get my hormones messed up. I never stall ever. The only time I've ever stalled in my life is if I go too long without a carb up. So this week when I had those carbs, you know, I soaked it right up. Like I felt good. My pants were still a little tight. So I knew from that deep deficit, it was like wringing out a sponge and then just pouring it back to its normal size again. And I didn't have any spillover. At one point, I weighed in at about, again, I'll go on my chart. At one point, I weighed, you know, when I arrived there, I didn't weigh myself because I don't weigh myself during the day. The next morning, last Wednesday, I weighed myself 178, 171.8. By Saturday, after I had that shit the night before, I made a note. Friday night, I had shit. I went up to 174.8. So I gained 3 pounds, you know, that night. But then by the end of the week, I lost, you know, I only gained 0.2, and now I'm lower than when I left. So, you know, you might end up coming to a Trinch or treat with us and just eat normal because, you know, you work too hard and you don't want to screw it up. So don't screw it up. Just eat a lot of meat, salt, meat, fat. Ed, it depends on the time of the year and what's going on. Usually every 7 to 10 days. Back in the day, I'd carb up every Friday, but it's just not my thing anymore. I like to go a little longer. Bobby says, another one from home. Prano, another dude. Let me tell you something about John Prano. John, say hello. So John Prano was never obese or fat, but he was like, you know, chunky little running back, but he was a good little dude. Came to me one day in the gym, you know, Trench, I really want you to get me in shape. I'm like, dude, I don't train people that won't listen to me for 100%. Like I see trainers and their clients who are so out of shape. It's embarrassing. I would never want to take on a client that doesn't give me 100%. So I said, John, I'm not going to help you. No, I'll listen to you. I said, John, if I tell you to eat a fucking carrot for the rest of your life, you're going to eat. I'll do whatever you want. So I gave him a diet. Dude, I remember a couple months later, he goes, Trench, I can't find a reason why not to take off my shirt. Like, no matter what I'm doing, I'm taking off my shirt. I'm at the gym, I'm taking off my shirt. I'm at the beach. So he lost some weight. Now the kid runs TF Training for Warriors. It's like a CrossFit gym. The dude's in shape, man. You know? But yeah, Prano's an old school kid, man. In shape, man, changing lives. You know, he does the fasting. His partner does the fasting. You know, we all have a good time. Once in a while I see them at the gym or I'll stop by John's place and we just have a good time. You know, that's just how we are. You know, my personality on here is exactly like I am in person. I'm a bigger ball buster in person. But you see it on my face, I'm smiling. When I type on the internet, you guys probably see, this guy's a prick. You don't see my face when I'm typing it, you know? So, you know, like today in the gym, guy was like, damn, dude, you're tan. I told him what I was doing, where I went. He goes, wow, I was wondering why you were getting in such good shape. And he goes, man, I got to get my ass in gear. I was like, can I be honest with you? He was like, yeah. I was like, you know, you're a pretty stocky guy. You can lose about 40, 50 pounds. He goes, yeah. You've been coming here for 4 fucking years. You don't look any different. He goes, dude, you don't need to tell me. I mean, he knew right away. He goes, you trust me. That's my problem. I work out 2 hours a day. I ruin it every night. I ruin it on the weekends. I drink beer, blah, blah, blah. He goes, I just got to, you know, I told him you got to snap. One day you're going to snap and you won't do it again. But that's what they do. They just, you know, they look the same all the time. And I'm not saying I have to constantly change. But for you to be as fat as you were 4 years ago, and it only takes like 3 months to make a major change, what the hell are you doing? So I told him, you got to stop that shit. Why kill yourself? And he goes, oh, you're right. I got to stop. So I usually say that, and I come back a few months later, and the guys are always shredded, you know. What's up, Bianco? But yeah, I love that Planet Fitness. You know, I should tease it. Just like, just like the videos you see online, people doing stupid movements, they do the dumbest things in there. I recently started correcting people because I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. Can I just show you how to use this freaking machine? It's a leg press. It's not a curl. Trust me. It's not how you're supposed to do it. And they're happy that I teach them. And we all have a good time there. It's a good gym. It's cheap. You get free tanning. There's a big gym opening up soon, a 24-hour fitness, which I'll join because the dumbbells aren't heavy enough for me to do shrugs. I can't do real squats. So once that gym opens up, I'll be going over there. But yeah, yeah, Travis. It's like everything's a tricep press down. It's like tricep press down is a universal. Let's start here, Mr. Trainer. It's every trainer starts there. It's like they don't even do it right. They're like up and down. And I stopped them. I go, no, it's like this. And I got to go up to their clients when they're not around and saying, dude, what are you doing? You're doing this wrong. So, but I don't even know what I was saying. But yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of maintain the physique. And yeah, Dan, some of the stuff they do, it's gonna hurt. They're gonna hurt themselves, and it's like, the tricep press down is like this. These guys start here and they're throwing, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? They just do the strangest things, and it's like, it really is like those YouTube videos. I don't know what it is. But the biggest thing I get a kick out of Planet Fitness, I get there in the morning, there's like 150 cars. I'm like, son of a bitch. But there's nobody there because there's 130 cardio equipment. They're mostly on there. So the machines are kind of empty. It's awesome. But look, if you can't get a good workout at Planet Fitness, and I can, you got a problem. The machines are heavy as hell, which is funny. I go back to a real gym, and the comparable machines are a lot easier to do than the ones at Planet Fitness. They're heavy. They're mostly Life Fitness or something. So they got nice machines. They don't hurt my shoulders. Hey, Ken, because you're a good listener. But like I told everybody, the gym is nothing. It's for the hour and a half that you're there, as you see, means nothing. For these people that look the same for the past 5 years, I call them the spin class people. They don't look any different. So if the gym was so important, then how come an hour and a half a day isn't doing anything to your body? It's the other 22, 23 hours at home. How strict you want to be on your diet. You got to eat better. And as you can see, you can eat a shit ton of apples and shit all week as long as your average caloric intake makes you in a deficit, whether it's from caloric reduction or burning extra calories, energy balance. You're not going to get fat. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect. I figured I'd come back 5 pounds heavier. But I really even impressed myself with the amount of walking we did, such that when my family wanted to take the elevator, I got pissed. I'm not taking the elevator. I need to walk some more steps. I got a clock, so I go up the steps. There was a lot of steps. From our hotel room, they were scattered hotels, little rooms all over the village, I call it. It was about 650 steps from there to either the buffet or the gym. So I would go to the gym, 650 steps, do my working out, do my cardio. By the time I'm done there, it's another 6,000 steps. Then I walk another 650 either back to the hotel or to the buffet. So, it's called NEAT, N-E-A-T. It's non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's like chewing gum. I chew gum all day. Fidgeting all day. So those are the things that help you, burn a few extra calories if you're not able to get into the gym. Just, skip the elevator. It's one of the first things I did when I lost 80 pounds. I'd skip the elevator. I used to work at a children's hospital. I would walk up the stairs. Even in college, right after I would eat, I'd walk around the campus. I'd walk, a mile. And even before I got into real estate in the corporate world, I used to work by the Westchester Mall in White Plains. I would eat lunch at my desk, take my lunch break at the mall, and I would do laps around the top floor. Laps, just walk. Me and my buddy Paul. That's true, Mike. It's all picture. Look, I take a lot of selfies, but I do it. You see my results, so I know how to do it. But some of them are just screwing around and they're on the phone, and there's always this one woman on her Bluetooth just talking the whole time, or they're reading their Kindle. That's fine if you're older. You're old people, The biggest thing I've been working on is neat. So Mike, just skip the elevator, walk more. You know what's funny? The one thing I do, which is the worst thing, I park as close as possible to the gym. I don't know why. And I see people park all the way in the back, and I'm like, oh, I got to get a good spot. I park so close that, meanwhile, I'll walk on the treadmill for 50 minutes without a problem. But I don't know what it is about the parking. I got to get a good spot. There's this phrase I'm going to teach you. It's a little derogatory, so just bear with me. Once you learn it today, you're going to use it every time you get a good parking spot. Let me kind of plug in my phone a little bit. So when we were kids, you know, before we could drive, we go to the mall. That's all you could do is go to the mall. And this was back in the old Guidette days. And you go to the mall, you hang out till like 9 o'clock, the mall closes. And then everybody goes outside. And, I'm sorry, guys. I put my phone. Everybody goes outside and they wait for their parents to pick them up. It got to the point where eventually I was driving because I was older than my friend. So I was driving and we would go to the mall at like 16 or 17. And all the Guidettes were outside. And when I got a real close spot, I'm talking right next to the handicap spot. That's called the titty spot. Yes, like tits. Now you laugh at me like, why do you say that? Because it was close to the titty. So we were so close to the girls, we got a titty spot. So now you're thinking I'm crazy, but I promise you're going to use this word and you're going to probably message me, say, guess what I got today? Because I taught ex-girlfriends this word. I taught my friends, my old boss, my doctor. My doctor texted me the other day. He goes, you'll never guess what I got. I go, what? He goes, I got a titty spot. And he took a picture of the spot. So you're going to get a titty spot. So I like to get titty spots when I park just about anywhere, except in the supermarket. I actually like to park right next to where they put the carts back. So when I'm done putting my food into my truck, I just roll the cart over. I just like to be neat like that. But I promise you're going to remember titty spot because once you get it, you're going to take a picture and you're going to send it to me. People do it all the time. I got clients, 70-year-old clients. Guy texted me a couple weeks ago, yo, look what I got. Took a picture. I got a titty spot. So that's my thing. I have to get a titty spot when I go to the gym. And I got pissed when someone takes my spot. Sometimes I'll wait. But I don't know. I don't know why I can't just just walk. I don't know why. I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm walking an hour inside, you know. But yeah, I mean, look, tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be in the gym. I went today, but it was bad. I couldn't really sleep. That jet lag and getting used to my bed again. I mean, believe it or not, I slept so good for the most part in Punta Cana, except a couple of nights when I just, I couldn't go to the bathroom. So I ended up buying a laxative and then I was up all night. So that was hard. And, but today's gym was kind of rough. I shouldn't have went, but I just wanted to get it over with. I got a couple appointments tomorrow, so I'm going to be rushing around. But, yeah, I usually end up dieting so hard and then I just eat like a pig. But mentally, I'm in the game. I don't want to do that anymore. And I think Jeremy's at the point where he's had a good time for a few months. I wouldn't say he's been pigging out. He's just been enjoying himself. So I don't enjoy myself. I pig out. There's a big difference. I don't eat in moderation. Like Jeremy will maybe eat something and then maybe I'll have a half a slice of pizza and make a piece of cake. That's not how I do it. I have the whole cake, the whole pizza. So he knows how to eat in moderation often versus me having one big snack and very not often. But I think he's done. I think mid-August is when I'm going to officially say, let's start this little next challenge and end on Thanksgiving. And September, October. So you got like a good 3+ months to do whatever you got to do. And that's how long it's going to take Jeremy at least. Because whenever I diet, I have to account for the potential snack accidents. I could literally get going from 30 pounds fat to shredded in 5 weeks, no problem. But then you got to account for the roadblocks, the speed bumps, the snack accidents. So I always give myself 3 to 3.5 months on a diet because I know I'm going to interrupt a few times when I fuck it up. So always give yourself that. If you think, I'm going to diet for the next 2 months, give yourself 12 months. 3 months. Because there's going to be a snack accident on a Friday night and it's literally going to take you 7 or 8 days. I mean, that's how bad my metabolism is. If I pig out on a Saturday, it's a week of eating right again until I'm back where I was. It's pretty bad what that does to me. So always give yourself another month or so if you know you're going to have a snack accident. And if you're going to have it, kind of plan it ahead of time, like put in some double effort, because most snack accidents are done when you weren't planning. So you might have ate too much crap that day and now you're pigging out at night. If you prepped it, like sanding a car before you put on the primer and paint, like a PSMF day, if you're eating like 900 calories 3 days in a row, and then you say, you know what, tonight I think I'm going to enjoy myself, you won't eat, not only will you not gain a pound, you'll probably feel great because you're in such a deficit all week that your body is soaking it right up. So that's how I do it, and that's why the CKD works so well for me, because everything's planned in advance. Like, I'm not going to do a carb up for a while because of what I've been eating. But I'll probably, in about 2 weeks from now, I'll probably have something, you know. So, Melissa, PSMF, every diet, whether it's PMSF or not, I always account for the fuck ups, the snack accidents. You may say 4 weeks PSMF. Yeah, if I did 4 weeks strict, I would be 140 pounds. I'd be bone. But there's always going to be an accident. So if you can go 4 weeks without screwing yourself up, there's nobody who needs more than 4 weeks of PSMF. It's brutally effective. But I always account for the road bumps, the snack accidents. So that's why I may go good for 7 days and all of a sudden I lose my shit. So Charlie, I love the carnivore. When I was stalling about 2 weeks ago because I wasn't doing my carb ups, I figured, let me do what I did last year. I went right into carnivore and I dropped 8 pounds of water. So I did it again this year. I didn't like it at all. The fat, I think because I've been in such a deficit on PSMF that it hit me as a shock going to the carnivore. I mean, you could do carnivore PSMF. I've done it. It's brutally hard. But with carnivore, you're going to naturally eat a little more fat than you are if you're PSMF. It's just happening. I didn't feel good. I was bloated. I feel like I was eating fat bombs. So I didn't go with it. But that's the other thing I'm thinking about doing. I'm thinking about just going meat and water for a couple of weeks. You know, that's a pure elimination. It drops a lot of water, but I've dropped a lot of water since I've been home. So I don't know if I want to mess with that. But you know what I really like? Cyclical carnivore. During the week, it's strict carnivore, meat and water. And then on the weekends, you can have like the nuts and the cheeses and some of the shit, which is not even shit, that you would have on an average keto day. So now, not only do you feel like you're cheating, but you satisfy that craving, which for me is the Yoplait yogurt. Like I had some tonight. Actually, I had some when I got home last night, and tonight, I put like 3 scoops of peanut butter powder, protein powder, cinnamon, and stevia. Oh, it's like candy. I wouldn't do that on carnivore. But on a Saturday, it's like, wow, I don't have to have a pizza or a piece of cake. I take this replacement, which is like 85% protein, if not more, and it tastes like candy. I notice it bloats me because you're going from such a clean meat and water to the dairy, so I get bloated quick. But as I mentioned in one of my Facebook Lives, doing carnivore too long massively reduces inflammation for me such that I have no water left. And my pump on my bloat is not as good as I like it. So that's why on the weekend I would throw in some cheese and some nuts, stuff that would give me a little inflammation but not painful, some water retention. So on Monday I got a nice workout. So it's a method of, having your cheat but not really. But I'm probably going to go a little carnivore. I just like throwing in PSMF here and there. I don't do the protocol anymore. I can't go 7 days straight. That's insane. Not at my weight. I would be sick. I'll just get too weak. But 1 or 2 days, like today, I only had one meal and it wasn't super fatty. Tomorrow, I might do PSMF. I got a bunch of roast beef ready to go. I don't know. Yeah, Danny, you can easily make the PSMF. I was eating a container a day of that on PSMF. Think about it. The whole container is about almost 80 grams of protein, right? 9 net carbs, the whole container. Maybe less, I don't know. And then it comes out to about 13 grams of fat. So you can absolutely make that part. And I did. I would eat half in the morning, half at night with my meat. So now you're on PSMF.
You have your yo plate, your cinnamon and stevia. You feel like it's candy. You got your buffalo chicken dip that I taught you how to make, and you're thinking, wow, this isn't that hard. This is easy. You got your protein pancakes. It's like you're eating more shit on that diet, but you're dropping weight at a rapid pace because you just got to improvise. It's like protein pancakes, yogurt, buffalo chicken dip, and you're like, wait a second, and this is hard? Like, I no longer embrace the suck. When I used to do PSMF, it was just chicken and tuna, and it was I couldn't stomach it after a while. But now it's like, oh my God, I'm eating shit. It's not even shit, but I'm eating stuff that is so calorically low that the next day I wake up and I'm down a pound, but I feel like I've been cheating. So that's why we have so much fun with the PSMF. I mean, I'm taking pancakes, I'm rolling them up. They're protein pancakes. I'm dipping them in Walden's Farm. It's like nothing. There's no calories, really. Shanza, it's protein sparing, modified, fast. Lyle McDonald commercialized it. I used to do it in the 90s before Lyle changed it over. So he commercialized it into the rapid fat loss protocol. It's basically a ketogenic diet with super low carbs, but super low fat. You're talking under 20 grams of fat and 20 grams of protein, carbs, and a ton of protein, 300 grams. And the calories are also low. So it's keto with nothing but protein. It's kind of brutal. So the buffalo dip, it's on any Frank's hot sauce container in the back. It's typically like a block of cream cheese, half a cup of ranch, some blue cheese, and some shredded cheddar. But I made it PSMF friendly. So I take the low-fat cottage cheese, 16-ounce container. I take a half, which is an 8-ounce. I did today. Shredded fat-free cheddar from Kraft, plastic cheese we call it. I use Walden Farm ranch dressing, so it's no calories. I'll throw in nothing but like grilled chicken. And then like today I did turkey pepperoni. You can add whatever you want and spice the hell out of it. So it's like, each serving. I mean, I made a big batch. It'll last me all week. I mean, what are we talking? 80 calories a batch. It's all protein. I mean, per serving, So with the buffalo dip, I'll take it on a plate. I'll heat it up in the microwave on the plate. And the next to the plate, after it's hot, then I'll put some cold cuts, a piece of meat, and I just eat it. Like today I took like some roast beef and I put some hot buffalo in the middle, a couple of almonds, and I just rolled it up and started eating it. Otherwise, I'll just put it in a bowl. I'll take chicken, throw it in a bowl. I'll take the buffalo chicken dip, throw it in there. And let's say I'm not doing PSMF. I'll take regular shredded cheddar. So you take the grilled chicken, you take the shredded cheddar, and you take the buffalo dip, put it in the microwave, comes out melted. It tastes like fettuccine Alfredo. So I use it. I'll eat it straight up, or I'll just mix it in something. It all depends. I always eat it straight up right after I make it. I'm constantly just spooning it. But then I did it without cream cheese, without cottage cheese. I used a YoPlate yogurt. I said, what the hell? It's here. Oops, sorry. I said, it's here. Let me try it. So I tried it, and, it tasted pretty much the same. Not as salty. The plain yogurt is like tofu. There's really no flavor, so it takes on whatever you add to it. And hot sauce changes everything. Hot sauce makes everything taste good. So, that's how I eat it. I won't just eat it straight up. Like, I just won't have a batch. I always do something with it. I'll put it on meat. Oh, I put it in my omelets. It's my favorite thing to do. Oh. So after the omelet's all ready to go, I put the cheese in it, then I throw a bunch of tablespoons on there, flip it, let it sit, let it melt and ooze out. That I love to do. What's up, Sean? Yeah, there you go, Bill. The omelet. It's amazing. It's like my meaty mountain omelet, and then I throw in. But, I'll take a batch of my meaty mountain, which is all different meats that I prep in the week. I take a cold chunk out of the fridge, throw in a bunch of tablespoons of the buffalo dip, throw it in the microwave, have it come out. Oh, man, that meat that was a little dry is now phenomenal. So, it's kind of like a condiment for me, the way I use it. It's a consistency of like a moist tuna fish. So it's not like that oozy, cheesy, fat dip. It's not even a dip. It's like tuna fish consistency. It's just like 85% protein. So yeah, but PSMF is near magical. But sometimes I'd rather just not eat, for the day versus teasing myself with like a little meal. I don't like to go longer than the 24 hours. Every once in a while, if I have to do a 48 just to, really push a deficit, that's what I'll do. Um, yeah, Bobby. Yeah, Bobby fasts all day long in between each meal. So he's fasting like 5 times a day. Um, Bobby, we were talking about you. I think last year you were like, how do you deal with those questions sometimes? Like, does beer break a fast? I mean, and the guy was serious. Um, but yeah, so I'm back and back to being normal civilization. Got my normal food. Like today, I had my roast beef. I bought my Genoa salami. Oh, I missed that. It's one thing I didn't eat down there. Tons of other meat, but I like my deli meats. The meats down there are different. They're like almost like a watered, no salt version of all the cold cuts you have here. They were all right, but they were not. They were not a boar's head. They were like, the most store brand you could find with no salt. It was very weird. Um, so yeah, tomorrow I'll probably have, a bunch of roast beef. Thinking of getting roast beef and just making an omelet out of it. I love taking the roast beef, throw it in the pan, burn some gorgonzola, and then throw the eggs on top and some cheese and the crunchy from the roast beef. It's like candy. So you got to get creative. There's no reason why. Like, I used to miss being on keto. When I used to take breaks 20 something years ago, I used to miss not being on the diet. Oh, I missed the diet. So I get back on the diet. I'm like, this is great. I love the food, you know? Um, yeah, dude, I don't drink. If I was an alcoholic, I would have been worried. But the rumor has it that our hotel, which is one of the better ones, they don't buy that shit. It was some of the cheaper hotels that were buying this garbage. And the other people that were dying, they were leaving the hotel, which you never do. And they were buying drinks off the street. You never do that. You don't buy anything off the street. So they were saying that was some of the issues. Some people said it might have been pesticides, but I believe it might, unless we're being lied to. I believe it might have been this bootleg alcohol. But our hotel was such a nice hotel that they don't need to do that. They make so much money buying the real stuff. Um, we had so much water. I mean, hundreds of bottles of water. Um, I mean, Jay, in theory, I mean, if you're doing a hardcore pump, yeah, you're going to increase some insulin sensitivity, the GLUT4 response in the muscle. So, I mean, in theory, but if you're just eating cake and all that shit, from a mental standpoint, I still do it. Like, if I know I'm going to eat some crap, even if it's not a legit carb up, I'm going to make sure I do something prior. It's definitely not going to hurt, but you're not going to feel as good. You'll notice when there's too much fat in the refeed or the carb up, you just kind of feel like shit, because with the fat and all the carbs, the carbs aren't getting to the muscle like they should as quickly as they should because they're being slowed down by the fat. So your digestion is slowed. You're not going to like it. That's why when I eat the Fruity Pebbles, everything gets super fast and you soak it up. When there's too much fat involved, you'll feel the difference. You'll see the difference. But look, there's nothing wrong with just go and have a shit feed. My buddy used to call it a shit feed. Just have a shit feed. But, bust your ass before. Do a half-hour cardio. Eat lean protein throughout the day. Just PSMF. That's fine. But don't expect it to feel like the carb up. Unless it was just one meal, like a big-ass piece of cake, and you're done. You'll probably feel good. You'll probably look good. But I don't. The only time I don't prepare is when it's a major snacks in it. But I prepare. If I know I'm going to go out, if I know I'm going to do something, I'll make sure I work out harder. I'll work out later on my carb up. See, I work out at 6 a.m., but on my carb up, I'll work out later because I like to start the carbs right away, and I don't eat till 12. So I'll work out 10 o'clock. So by the time I'm done at 12, with a 2-hour depletion, I start my carbs. There's some days when I'll work out at 3, and I just do OMAD carb up, which is a little rough, but I don't eat as many carbs. So I'll work out at 3 o'clock, balls to wall, have my carbs at 5. I won't have a lot, maybe 250 to 300, and I feel great. One simple meal. So yeah, man, there's no reason why you can't prime yourself, but don't expect to feel like a true carb up, low fat. It feels different. It's going to look different. You just have to try it for yourself. I can't really explain without you doing it. Um, so yeah, unless anybody's got any other questions, I think I'm going to go hit the couch. Um, get my pre-workout ready for tomorrow. You know, these companies send me all these things for trying out. And they sent me this beautiful one. I couldn't believe it. It's got like 12,000 milligrams of citrulline and a bunch of other stuff. So I was going to try tomorrow just for a nice pump. I like pump stuff. I don't necessarily like the stimulants too much. But I like the pump product. So I'm going to probably play with that tomorrow. See how that goes. But I'm going to lay off the stimulants for a while because I was taking some fat burners on the way. I just need a little bit of a break. So just a little sodium in the morning, a little pump product. But yeah, so that was my trip. I hope you guys liked all the pictures and all the crazy shit. Hope you learned some stuff that you can go away and control yourself and not have to think you're going to come back like a fat pig. Just increase your activity, you know? Yeah, I time everything. There's certain pills I take before I eat, and there's certain pills I take with my food. Obviously a pre-workout, I take pre-workout. Um, I don't eat anything after I work out for a couple hours. Sometimes I'll have some essential aminos powder like in my car, and if I know it's going to be a while before I eat, I'll just put powder in my mouth and just take it down with a drink. Um, but you know, everything is timed. You know, like the fish oils I take with a meal. Um, Glucose disposals, obviously before I eat a carb meal, about 15-20 minutes. Um, it's funny because at dinner I'll have two containers, they're little cups. They're basically the protein scoops. I have empty ones, and I put my before eating pills and my during eating pills. Most most of the during are like fat soluble, like fish oils and ubiquinol, CoQ enzyme, stuff like that. Black seed oil. So those are the ones that I have with a meal, and then the ones prior are just anything else that just doesn't matter, like alpha lipoic acid, insulin sensitizers, you know, carnitine, stuff like that. That's before a meal because that's really where it shines. Um, but all right, I think Jeremy's got to do a live next time so I can watch and relax. He's good on that. I don't. I've done these 3 times. I mean, he's got his own YouTube. I don't do that. I'm always afraid my kids running in the room and screaming and yelling. Um, but yeah, I think my phone's about to die. I think I've been doing this for like an hour. But yeah, you guys want me to do another one soon? I can. It'll probably be similar topics. I think the ones that turn people on the most, other than the carbs, are always talking about binging and how not to binge. So we could always talk about that, you know. No problem, Travis. But yeah, so I'm thirsty as hell. I'm gonna get some Coke Zero, lay on the couch for a little bit. I already took my CBD. I really like that CBD oil. And hopefully I'll be able to sleep tonight. I didn't do a lot of steps today because I didn't do any cardio. I only did about 8,000. I didn't move a lot today. It was shot. Usually by now I'm about 13 or 14,000. But I'm bad with my watch. Like I can't even get out of bed in the morning to pee without like holding my watch. I need to know those 17 steps got to get recorded when I go to the bathroom. Like I'm very anal. So I get pissed if I forget to wear my watch to the bathroom. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I just walked like, 127 steps and no one knows. So yeah, that's my insanity. Um, Intracell, that sounds to me like a carbohydrate powder, a pump product, all in one. I'm a big fan of intra workout, believe it or not. But if you take an adequate pre-workout that has similar stuff in it, especially aminos, I don't believe the intra is really needed. It's not like you digested that stuff that fast. Unless it's based with cyclic dextrin carbs, then that's another story. That stuff's near magical. Um, I take the tincture, no flavor, straight up green, grassy tasting liquid. I usually take 15 milligrams like twice a day. I just bought the bigger one. It's 50 milligrams, so I'm doing half twice a day, 25 milligrams under my tongue. Yeah, but I don't take the honey, the cinnamon. I don't want any of that crap. It honestly, it tastes like a joint. It's just grass under your tongue, you know. But it kind of relaxes me. It doesn't knock me out, but you'll notice less stress for something that normally stresses you out. Um, I think I noticed less inflammation. It's hard to say. I don't know. A lot of it's in your head. You know, again, it's carbs and pump product. If you're taking a pre-workout, which has most of that stuff in it, except for the carbs, you don't need it because you just took your pre-workout. You don't need your intracell. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do it right, you should, and this is what I do when I'm looking to really put on size. I take a big 64 ounce half gallon container and I throw a concoction of shit in there. Cyclic dextrin carbs, Pepto Pro, bitter protein, aminos. It's a big concoction. It's like a $4 pre-workout every time. You start drinking that in the car when you get to the gym. You start drinking that during each set, halfway through, and so when you leave, you take your last sip. So it's not a pre-workout, it's not an intra-workout, it's not a post-workout, it's the whole workout. Marco loves that shit. I told Marco that, and he's a fan. And this cyclic dextrin is so magical. You can have like 75 grams, and you're not getting knocked out of ketosis. The shit's amazing, But I don't really mess with it now, but I will in the wintertime. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to sign off, and then we'll do it again. All right? Peace. Take care. Comb your hair.